This is INCRadio DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesianicristo.
Welcome to INCRadio Oregon, where our brethren from different parts of Oregon, Washington, California, Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming greet you. Come get to know all of our brethren from the Ecclesiastical District of Oregon and explore our activities, experiences, and sceneries. This is Oregon. Hello to our viewers and our listeners today. Thank you for joining INCRadio Oregon. I am your host, Sister Jillian Pimentel, and today's topic is Band Together. Make sure to answer our live chat question in our chat, which is, what INC original music do you want our district's band to cover? Or maybe you would like to answer, what are some of your INC original music songs? Make sure to share your answers in the live chat and hashtag your local congregation or group worship service. Now, why don't we move straight on along into our topic? So our District of Oregon, along with the ecclesiastical districts of Washington State, Hawaii, Micronesia, and Alaska, participate in our CFO, or Christian Family Organization's Band Together activity. Now, before we move on, why don't we go ahead and introduce two of our members who are joining me here today for our broadcast. Let's go on to see Brother Malachi and Sister Autumn.
Hello everyone, I'm Sister Autumn from the local congregation of Vancouver, and I am an adult choir member.
Hello, I am Brother Malachi Gutierrez, and I am from the local congregation of Vancouver, and I am also an adult choir member.
Thank you so much, Brother Malachi and Sister Autumn, for joining me on our broadcast today. Before we move on, I'd also like to introduce and just say who our other members of our band are. So along with Brother Malachi and Sister Autumn, we have Brother Chad Castillo, who is our guitarist, and Brother Greg Rillera, who is our drummer, and then I as well as part of the band together as keyboard. And so it's an exciting time for the talented brethren of our district to form our very first band, Truth Spire. Now today I've gathered our brethren here to discuss our experiences and favorite memories from this activity. Now let's go ahead and talk about our experiences and our band together. Now, Brother Malachi and Sister Autumn, I know we've introduced you guys, but we didn't get to hear yet what your role was in our band. So why don't we go ahead and start with you, Brother Malachi. What was your role in the band?
My role in the band together was a vocalist, but more specifically, I was the rapper.
All right, great. And how about you, Sister Autumn?
For me, in the band, my role was the first vocalist.
Great. And I know our brethren haven't had the chance to hear the performance yet, but I have to say you guys sounded wonderful. And so for me, I mentioned earlier, I was the keyboardist and also background vocals. And so some of our brethren in the chat might be wondering, what was the inspiration behind our band's name, Truth Spire? Now, Truth Spire was made by our band member, Brother Chad Castillo, who thought up of the name, which is the combination of the word truth and inspire. And so that is some of our reasons why our band was made is because we wanted to share the truth of our Almighty God and also be able to inspire anyone who hears the music and the INC original music that our band covers. And so this is the first time that we've brought together brethren in our district to make this band. And so, how did it feel working together to cover this song, Brother Malachi and Sister Autumn?
Um, for me, it was an amazing experience being able to work with other brethren inside the band. No, seeing their unique talents and working with them. For me, it was actually the first time being in a band, and it was very amazing experience.
I agree with Brother Malachi. As we've already said before, we are choir members here at church, and so we're used to more like the choir structure when we're singing with other people. So it was really interesting to sing in a band where it's pretty different. Even though you're working with other people to create music, it's different, if that makes sense.
Yes, that makes sense, Sister Autumn. And for me as well, it was my first time in a band. And so whenever I heard that our district was having a band together, I was really excited to be able to work with a lot of the talented brethren, such as you, Brother Malachi, and Sister Autumn, for covering all of these songs. And it is, like you said, Sister Autumn, it has a different structure as we're working together with our other members who are all working on different things, on working on different instruments, but together we were able to make a cover. And some of our brethren would like to know what was the name of the song that we covered first. Would you like to answer that, Sister Autumn or Brother Malachi?
The song that we covered was titled Brave.
And Brother Malachi, what is there something that you would like to say about the takeaway from that song, about what kind of message that the song was trying to spread?
The message that the song that we were singing, or the one we covered, its message was like, even in the face of trials and adversity, is that the right word? Yeah, like the trials you have in your life, you should always be brave and persevere because God is always by your side.
Exactly. And what about you, Sister Autumn? What would you say is your takeaway from the song?
Um, I agree with Brother Malachi, and I would also like to add um, that even you're persecuted even by like the people around you, you should always keep being brave because you are a child of God.
Thank you, Sister Autumn and Brother Malachi. And so, our next question I wanted to ask Brother Malachi and Sister Autumn, you both have some musical experience already. I know that you guys are involved in some of those in your school. And so, I wanted to hear about how those experiences helped in creating and participating in our band together. So, Sister Autumn, I would like you to explain yours first.
Okay, so like we said earlier, we are both choir members at church, but I'm also a choir member at my school. And this week I'll be auditioning for Corlairs, so hopefully I'll be a part of that too next year. But anyways, for school choir, we have to learn a little bit about music theory too. So that also helps a lot when you're learning a new song. So you understand a little bit more about its structure and that kind of stuff.
Yes. And for you, Brother Malachi?
For me, actually, I have the same experiences as my sister. As she said, we are both adult choir members, and like my sister, I'm also a choir member at school as well. And I agree with her that the experience that we learn at school, like learning music theory, is helping us become more well adjusted to learning about the song we were covering.
I know that you guys mentioned that it was a bit different, but also it helped give you guys some background and experience in adapting to the band. And like you mentioned, it was your first time being in a band. And how would you say adapting to that compared to the school experience or the band experience was a little bit different from our band in our band together?
Okay, so sorry, it's a little different, like I said, because of how it's structured, I guess. And I'll I'll reference to stuff in church choir. You know, it's very different stylistically, the songs that we're singing in church choir especially, than it is in a band.
And I had a question for you, Brother Malachi. I know that you mentioned that this is your first time being a rapper. And so, how was that adapting to being a rapper compared to vocalistic and gaining the different types of technique that you needed in order to fulfill this role in the band?
So, just as you said, Sister Jillian, that it was my first time rapping, and compared to being a vocalist, the way that I was learning to rap was actually very similar when preparing for something like a hymn in our church choir. For me, as the rapper, I just kept memorizing the lyrics over and over again, trying to connect with the message it was trying to convey. And once you have that down, I believe that it's actually like just like in vocalizing, it kind of just clicks in.
And for you, Sister Autumn, I wanted to hear what was your favorite part of our band together activity, being able to work with the brethren, from being able to just learn the song in itself. What was your favorite and most memorable experience?
My favorite part of the whole band together activity bot, I think, is collaborating with all of our talented members here at Church Bot for the activity and getting to see them showcase their talents.
For you, Brother Malachi, your most favorite, most memorable experience.
I actually agree with my sister on this one. I loved working with the other brethren and seeing them showcase their talents in instruments. We had Ka Greg, or Brother Greg, who was our what is it, drummer. I was about to say drummist. And uh, who is it? Um,
Really great.
Brother Craig,
Brother Chad.
Oh,
Brother Chad.
whoopsies.
It was Brother Chad who was our guitarist, and you, Sister Jillian, who was our keyboard player. And
Yes, I also agree just being able to see all of your guys' talents and coming together to create this song and to cover this song was a very blessed experience. And I was also amazed by all of your guys' talents, from your vocals, Sister Autumn, to your rapping, Brother Malachi. This is my first time hearing you rap, but you pull it off so well, and you both did really wonderful. And also hearing the guitar from our brother Chad and the drumming from our brother Greg. It was all being able to come to fruition that all of our talents was being able to be seen in our district. And I wanted to ask, how did you prepare or practice for your part in the song or cover? So, aside from practicing in the mirror, Brother Malachi, were there any other practices that you had for yourself that helped you in our band together?
um, I'd say it's just a matter of really rehearsing the lyrics over and over again, making sure that every single thing, like what's like enunciate,
Enunciating.
enunciating the words while rapping. So other people, like when you're rapping, you want them to directly hear the words and not have them like slurred together. So enunciating the words while rapping really helped me because it made the words I was trying to convey a lot more clear.
I agree with that. I was able to hear every word that you rapped. It was very clear, Brother Malachi, and I could see that your practice really paid off. And how about you for your practice, Sister Autumn?
So aside from, personal practicing and going over the lines so you don't forget, we also had group practices in the Portland Chapel to rehearse our singing and also for, the, I guess you could say, choreography for the final recording.
Oh yes, there was a lot of practice that went in for our part. And for me, whenever I was playing the keyboard, it was mainly trying out um I had to learn the keyboard part by ear, and so just trying out some new styles, trying out new sounds for the piano. It was quite an experience, and I'm glad that it all came to be able to be used in our band, and as well for the harmony vocals, being able to see what sounds the best with your main vocal, Sister Autumn. And so for my practice, it was, as you guys said, doing things over and over and over again to make sure that we were able to get things right. Now, before we move on, I would like to go ahead and greet a lot of those in our live chat. We have a lot of brethren who are continuing to greet you guys, and as well as all of us in the District of Oregon. And so I know you guys know this person, Sister Hazel Miranda Gutierrez, your guys' mom, is joining us today. She said, "Greetings to all the viewers and listeners of INC Radio. Hope you are all having a good day from the local congregation of Vancouver." We also have my mom, Sister Annalisa Pimentel, saying, "Hello, brethren. Happy viewing from hashtag Albany, hashtag Roseburg Group Worship Service, and hashtag Eugene Group Worship Service." We also have Sister Louisa Ledesma. "Greetings to everyone. Happy viewing from the local congregation of Vancouver." We also have another one here visiting us from the local congregation of hashtag Everett, Brother Justin Calejo. We also have my dad joining us from hashtag Albany, hashtag Roseburg Group Worship Service, and hashtag Eugene Group Worship Service. Sister Lori Chatterton says, "Greetings to all brethren in the District of Oregon. Happy viewing from Eugene Group Worship Service." We also have more chatters coming from all over our district. Brother Armand Kagingin, "Greetings to all, happy viewing." Sister Hera Brannon, "Hello everyone and greetings from hashtag Albany, hashtag Roseburg Group Worship Service, and hashtag Eugene." We have Brother Noel Caritativo, our Assistant District Minister from hashtag Boise, Idaho, and as well as all of our brethren who are joining us. Sister Cynthia Nash, "Greetings to all our brethren from the local congregation of Vancouver." Sister Rachel R. Cruz from the local congregation of Beaverton. Now, before we move on, I also wanted to ask one another question that we had, and it is, what kind of plans do we want our band to have for our future? And Brother Malachi, what kind of plans do you want our band to go towards in the future?
Um, so as we know, this was our first band together. So we had a very humble amount of 5 members, including you, Sister Jillian, and Sister Autumn, and myself. What I would love to see for our next future band together is more brethren participating in the event. Or yeah, because I just want to say it was an amazing experience, and I think that if more brethren joined in our band together, then it would be easier and better in conveying the message of God.
Thank you, Brother Malachi. And that was very well said. How about you, Sister Autumn?
So, I hope for the future because me and Brother Malachi joined the band a little bit later than some of the other members, and sorry. So, because we joined late, we didn't have that much time to prepare for our performing. But now that we know about the band together activity, hopefully next time we can be more prepared and more, what's the word? More good? That doesn't sound right, but you know what I mean.
Yes, Sister Autumn. And as well, yes, being able to have a head start, we can always continue to have more ideas for our band together and continue to practice. And so I have another question as well, and is how did having our band together activity, how has that impacted on our let's see what the word I'm looking for. The the band together activity and our CFO Christian Family Organizations activities are a really good way in uniting all of the brethren. And so how would you say your experiences in being able to participate in this activity, especially since we're having this regional activity, which is including, as I mentioned before, the districts of Washington State, Hawaii, Micronesia, and Alaska. How what is your views on that being able to have an activity at this large of a scale?
I think it's really fun, I guess. Using really simple words, but you know what I mean. I think it's really fun to be able to unite with all the brethren at such a large scale, and getting to see so many brethren showcase their talents, specifically for this activity for music. I think it's that in particular has been really fun.
Um, for myself, I agree with what my sister said, but I think it was amazing to, since our band together would be seen through all the places you mentioned throughout the district. I think it was a great opportunity to share like the message that song was trying to convey, which is trying to share the the words of God. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Brother Malachi and Sister Autumn. And then I have one final question before we end our broadcast today, and is how did this activity help your faith as both Binhi, since both of you are Binhi as Binhi members?
For me, in the band together, it we were faced with a lot of like trials and hardship. Like for some of the members, like what my sister said, we had some trials in trying to find a way to practice all together in working for this band together. But in the end, through God's help, we were able to make it happen through something that seemed kind of very hard to complete, something maybe even that we think we couldn't accomplish. Just through God's help and knowing that what we were doing was for God, that we were able to accomplish this task. And that has increased my faith in husband he.
And for you, Sister Autumn.
I'm not sure if I can say something as good as what he said, but I agree with him. And I just think that being a part of these kinds of activities really helps increase your faith, because, uniting in the church with your fellow brethren, I think is just something that really, you know what I mean? That really
Really,
increases the faith.
Yes, exactly, Sister Autumn. And thank you, Brother Malachi, Sister Autumn. Being able to participate in our Band Together CFO activity, it truly edifies our faith, especially for me as a Kadiwa members. We continue to unite with the church administration in these activities that they have launched, which we are so thankful for because it allows us to continue to participate and as well as to unite with our brethren, not only in our district, but also in those around our region. Now, before we end our show today, I would like to end off with a few more greetings from our live chat. And so let's go on ahead. We see some chats from our brother Benny Castillo saying, greetings from hashtag Albany, hashtag Roseburg Group Worship Service, and hashtag Eugene Group Worship Service. And also from our sister Ruth Castillo, who is greeting my parents there in Roseburg Group Worship Service. We also have brother Yuri Cruz saying, solid INC forever, watching from the local congregation of Beaverton, and our resident minister, Brother Danny J. Angeles from the hashtag local congregation of Hillsborough. Now, to move on in our broadcast, we have a CFO activity which is scheduled for May 31st on a Friday, which is our Christian Youth Summit. Now, I'm excited to see all of our youth gathered for this activity. And so let us now do our personal greetings at this time for our broadcast. Now, Sister Autumn and Brother Malachi, you can go ahead and say any greetings or any takeaways you can at this time.
Do you want to go
Our
first?
greetings. I'd like to greet our family, sis- Sister Hazel and Brother Robbie, our mom and dad. Hello po.
Hi po.
It's through their help that we were able to participate in this event, through all of their support. What about you?
Since we already greeted our parents, I'm going to greet my grandparents or our grandparents, both here in Oregon and in the Philippines if they're watching. Hello po. Oh, Sister Faye and Nilo Gutierrez and Sister Angelina and Brother Iranyo. um, Miranda.
Thank you, Sister Adam and Brother Malachi for your greetings and as well for joining me today on our INC Radio Oregon. I also have a few personal greetings that I would like to send out to my parents, Brother June and Brother Lisa. Brother June and Sister Lisa, sorry, Mom, from the group worship service of Roseburg, and as well as to my Nanay sister Letty. And I would also like to say a greeting to my resident minister, Brother Jake Cruz and his family, and as well as to our district minister, Brother Moises Cadusale, and our assistant district minister, Brother Noel Caritativo. I would also have some happy birthday greetings that we will be sharing, which is Sister Falmont Vieira from the local congregation of Beaverton, which is in 2 days on May 27th. We also have Sister Karen Dasmarinas from the local congregation of Portland, which is today, May 25th. Happy early birthday and happy birthday to you, sisters. We also have a happy anniversary greeting, which is for our brother Yuri and sister Rachel Cruz, who I know were in our live chats today from the local congregation of Beaverton, which is as well today. Happy anniversary, brother Yuri and sister Rachel. Now, let's move on to our special acknowledgments, and we would like to send our greatest thank you to our brother Eduardo V. Manalo, our executive minister, as well as to brother Angelo Eranio Manalo, our CFO coordinator and SEBSI CEO and president. Thank you so much to everyone who joined us on INC Radio Oregon. Make sure to join us again next week. Share this program link with your friends and your family, and let's subscribe to INC Radio DZEM 954 on YouTube. Next up, we have INC Radio Alaska. Thank you, brethren, for joining us today. And thank you, Brother Malachi and Sister Autumn as well.